Hello and welcome back. We are having a great time playing Transport Fever 2. Let's keep this ball rolling. I'm gonna click continue the Trans-Siberian Railway. Let's see if it gives us the intro or jump straight in.
Russia, at the turn of the century. Tsar Nicholas II rules with an iron fist.
Sorry about that.
Anyone who dares to be thrilled by far too dangerous ideas is summarily sent to the endless vastness of Siberia. But many are here of their own free will. Arriving from the overpopulated East, they hope for a better life. The longest railway in the world is going to make it possible.
Longest railway in the world. That's exciting. We're ready to lay down some good, cost-effective rails. We know the techniques. We know how to use the topological map. We're gonna do great. I'm excited. Because Siberia is like, Ural mountain chain goes through there. Like, it's kind of the same thing as going, over the mountains to get to California, right? Except being in continental United States with lots of resources and backing, you have Russia, massive country, building a rail line through its large, large backyard to such remote areas. Such bitter cold. Ooh.
People don't necessarily head for Siberia voluntarily.
Yep.
But once they're here, they soon learn to love the taiga intimately.
Taiga? Taiga River?
Now, the longest railway in the world is supposed to be completed here. You head a key ministry within the Tsarist Empire. That's why the Tsar has entrusted you with this prestigious project.
Keep going straight.
Greatness lies ahead. Soon it will be completed, the railway line that crosses the continent. But the most important leg is still missing. The section all around Lake Baikal, the golden clasp of the Russian belt of steel. The terrain along the lake shore is treacherous and requires meticulous preparation. Take the necessary measures so that construction can begin soon. First of all, feeder routes to the shores of Lake Baikal must be built, so that supplies of materials always remain insured.
Ensure the steel production. So over here, I don't know what this red line is. Maybe this is all restricted area until later on in the mission, where we have to go in and around. That'll be why we need all this extra dynamite, I'm assuming. Munitions supply. Mysovisk Quarry. Oh, I like the music. And a munitions store. I'm excited. I'm already loving this. So, I wonder. What I'm wondering is this the type of mission where we want to deliver, yes, iron ore, coal, but do we want to make it one line where trains have half of their cars dedicated to iron and half of it to coal? I'm interested in doing something different, and I think that would be a lot of fun. Where do we build the rail yard, though? Right now I'm debating between a terminus station and a throughput along the edge of the water. I think this is gonna be... The only thing I'm worried about here is space, like the number of trains that we need to come in, and we're also gonna need enough for, trains coming out. Presumably, we look at our goods. No goods are required by the cities at all. Where are we bringing the steel? Presumably we're using it ourselves? I'm digging the music on this mission, man. I am digging it. Alright, let's just pretend we're not going anywhere beyond this point. Let's do a little bit more, not complicated, but, you know, methodical design. Cargo. That's not what I want, please. Holding shift, or at least I thought I was holding shift. I was going for... My keyboard's tilted a little bit, so I keep thinking I'm holding shift, and instead I'm holding caps. You know, we're playing on hard mode. We're going to start with 400,000 less dollars out of 75,000. It's less than 1%. It's going to be harsh. Like that. Maybe there is enough room for that station, just in case we ever... Oh, but look at the cost. I think we still build it down here. Look, see, that's expensive. That's not. Actually, let's, before committing to building on the low ground, then we have to go up 2 sets of elevation. Because this one's going to be maybe a little bit easier. This one needs to come down. You can see this is all a downhill. What I'm like, if we built low, we could come around this way and around the outside. I'm just worried that's boxing our options out for like number of rails side by side. You know, we run out of space very quickly in these right-of-ways. So let's start here. 160 is always too long, it seems. We're gonna go for at least 2 lanes. Look at that though. We're gonna build it up here. Look, that's a $150,000 difference, and what we'll do is just build a road going up. Yep. I prefer to build it a little bit lower. There, like here is to me the golden spot, because we're gonna have to cut through this mountain a little bit to get down to where this one's gonna be. And now that I'm looking at it, building down here is great, but if we build it as a terminus station, we can build it up here, which reduces the amount of elevation change. In fact, just like that one, if we build it independent, it's actually a little bit cheaper to build it there. But we spend the extra to... We can connect directly to it? And not just to the road it's connected to? Wow. I think we build it here, so we're on the correct elevation, and then we build the road up to it. It's a little bit cheaper to build it closer. I like that. Let's quickly go to the road stuff and just make sure that what we've started is actually... There we go. Click on this, that's connected, perfect. Over here, see, you can see just how much elevation we're... Like, if we had built it up here, no, we want to be down, yeah, because we're going to be carrying some heavy loads, and like, just a couple % to the grade, which is just a way of measuring how much % vertical you move compared to a length. How do I explain this? If you go a meter horizontally along land, which is 100 centimeters, because we're metric, 1% grade would mean that you're also going to raise by 1 centimeter over the run of that 1 meter. So when you get into something like 2% grade, 3% grade, now you're starting to push normal operations. You get into 7, that's like mountains all of a sudden. Obviously, like a 45-degree angle is like 50% grade, but you're not bringing a train up a 50% grade. That's just not how physics works for objects this heavy on wheels. You're also not going down those grades. Like, oh my god, the chance of a runaway train? That's no good. But yeah, back to the road. Let's connect this one. Strange that it... There we go. Too much slope. It's the slope we're trying to avoid with our... What we'll do is we'll come out this way a little bit. And then come back. Yes! Just a big stepping stone down. Just so our trains don't have to do the same. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited. Just double checking. Here we obviously have to go down. Oh, I like the... Oh, I thought that was a pond. I was like, what's the pond doing? And then up here. Here again, we're building a little bit higher by going further this way. And then we'll connect on the road. For this one, let's build the road first, because I'm a little bit scared of missing the catchment area. Yeah. Yeah, okay. The grades are really not that bad, it doesn't seem. But I'm trying to just do my best to minimize the most. Because again, it adds up, right? Over hundreds of trips, multiple trains. Now look at that, look how cut down we are. So we are going to have to go a little bit up. But look, we're going up and then coming back down, I think. So this is where I think we're happy to cut into the hill, the mountain. It's going to be a little bit more expensive. We are rich right now. We don't know what else is in store for the scenario. Oh, that is a big cut. But I think it's worth it. I think that we are gonna... This is our main moneymaker here. I have no doubt that 87 is going to be perfect in basically 1900. I wonder if the Tsar knows he only has like 15 to 20 years on the throne before. Which is no good. We don't actually know the specific year, but I'm pretty sure it's midway through World War II, so say 1916 or 17. What we need here is some switches. It really doesn't like doing that on the curved road. What I was hoping would be to double up on that. I felt like I had done that in the past, but there we go. And then this doesn't need to be a double switch, because then you'd just be back on the same. Ah, that looks good. That looks very good. Now, this rail line is not that long, so I can't imagine it getting that dense. This is about the midway point. So we've already created a scenario where here we're coming in, we're going through this station. There shouldn't be any lane changes here, so I don't want to allow any. Well, maybe for getting trains on the network. Well, no, we don't actually have to, because we can unload trains over here. Let's start with doing that again on this end. You know, an access little switch. Good. I love it. I'm so happy with... This is clean. This is crisp. This is probably some of our best design so far. These two blocks are quite small, so we can probably do thirds here to keep that same level of density. So, just eyeballing it. Perfect. You know... I feel like without having actually articulated it this way, the last couple episodes have been happy little accidents, or now we're actually into experienced infrastructure designers. We're going to unload trains here. They're almost always going to start at the other end of the line. This is like the epitome of keep it simple, stupid. Like there's there's very few ways that you can screw up this system. For all I know, that's foreboding to like something crazy that we're about to do. But like, you go here, you go here, you go here, you go back, you go back. This one here is basically going to be a through lane through the station, the southern one, because we're not stopping on the way back. In fact, let's do this. New line. Here, here, here. This is iron. We have the caps lock on from earlier. Iron ore plus coal. Coal is, you know, not the best. Why are you using one lane? No. Oh, I can specify. Oh, I like that a lot. In fact, in case we do need to go somewhere with this one later. Oh, I didn't even realize this button. So we can bake this right in. Port here, we want them to load. How do I... You're not loading any of this. These are the only two that matter. We want you to load 50% of this. Then here, first of all, did that stay? Perfect. Load, coal. We obviously don't have to turn all these off, but I'm excited to do so. Be extra clear. And then we unload everything at the end. Yes. We don't have any wait times. So now we don't have to program the train. We've programmed it into the line. I like it. Buy vehicles. Ooh, so many locomotives to pick from. Wow, that one is expensive. What is the right? Look at the power increase. Russian class GE. Here's the thing. These are very short runs. So we do not need high top speed. We just need high tractive force. Well, maybe tractive force is the wrong, because we're not going up and down mountains. But we do need high power, low speed. So, looking for like the best value. Looking at this like, you know, yearly cost figure here. We're getting about 50 or 60 per 200,000. Look at that. This one here, you can tell. For complex route profiles, tight curves, and steep climbs. I could tell that just from this tractive effort. Like it's what you need to get started, and particularly going up hills. That's gonna save you. Okay. Oh, the signal. Okay, I thought there was actually a highlight for this. So, and then this guy. Wow. This is what I mean. Like, this one's power is just so huge. But the cost is also huge. But it's double the power. Oh, we're going to make... Our stations are how long? 120. We're going to try and make 120 meter trains. That's my plan here. Because we're gonna get, if we're getting the big boy, I don't think it makes sense to start at the largest train. Because it takes a while for those protections to build up. So maybe we will start with the budget. I can't bring myself to do it. Like, this one's just so cost effective. I have no doubt that 9,000 units were made. It's such a beautiful device. So modern. Cargo. Gondola. We get all the way there and we're at excellent. That's what I'm talking about. Sorry, we're 120, right? Oh. Wow, the last 3 get into mediocre. But we're on such flat terrain. I think what we do is start with it here, 42. And before I buy a second train, despite all that... See, now I'm like, oh, we have the infrastructure for multiple trains. We're gonna get this. This is the first time that I thought I clicked buy, and then it went away. We're gonna get this. We're gonna go cargo. Almost 50 capacity. Oh, we want an even number. 56. Buy. Go to iron and coal. Let's speed up the game. Well, we have more objectives, eh? That's the first task. Connect Irkutsk with a railway line. Connect Ulan. I assume they mean passenger rail line, but this is a cargo. Let's wait. Let's get through this first part of the mission. This is also a cargo line. Remember, this is not full length for this train. This train can almost be not twice as long, but it's got the power. 42,000 to operate. $32 units. It's not bad, actually. It did fill half the train. We're gonna let it finish its very first run. And then we're gonna increase it. Because this locomotive is much stronger than what we're making it do. I think honestly, what we're gonna do is... I think we're gonna double it. I know, like, I'm gonna double it and then double its length, basically, all at once. Manage vehicle, W, edit U. I don't understand. Edit. Train 2. In the stop. Gondola. .98 capacity. 14. From 8 to 14, almost doubling. Oh my! It's literally almost the length of our blocks. And it just barely fits. Look, see that one's going right through. No need to stop. And look, there's plenty of ore left. Oh, yes. I live for this high industrial load. So much material. Choo choo, say hi. After this one loads, we'll see what the stock is. This is insanity. Manage vehicle. Double it. We are gonna deliver so much product. This train is making money. This one's coming out. Okay, so obviously these other missions have not continued. Oh, cargo station, right here. Clearly they expect to come across. So they just need us to connect the line. This probably is where we're going to deliver the steel. Okay. I wonder if it is worth building a second terminal instead of trying to jimmy rig this. It might be. It might be. But first, this is a matter of clicks as opposed to any serious design choice. Look how flat and beautiful this land is for rails. Just to be clear, what are the max speeds of the trains we've been buying? We're not really getting there because we're doing such yeah, 60. Like this train here is technically faster, but again, we're not looking for top speed, we're looking for power. And enough tractive effort to go. So that's connected, and then it's as simple as taking this. I don't agree with that, but let's see, what's the cut looking like? Pretty deep. Let's do, see, like, it almost isn't a choice. It almost is worth the cut. It feels awful to do that, but we're investing in high-speed lines with very little elevative difference.
The golden clasp for the Russian belt of steel isn't called that for nothing. One day it will encircle Lake Baikal like a piece of jewelry. The construction calls for extraordinary skill, and the whole thing costs a huge pile of money. Get started on creating the first stage of the line, which will go down in history as a masterpiece in the art of engineering. Good planning is essential. The surveying work shows that two possible routes suggest themselves for the line. You have the final say.
Yeah, let's do this one. Route with shorter construction time, but more material. So we need to bring loads of steel and materials. Did I see the delivery point? Look at that. Route with shorter construction time, higher materials.
Well, that's the way it should be. All that has to be done now is to have everything brought to the construction site.
So, this is what I'm talking about for... I think we get another... I was saving this line for basically this. Oh, connect in over here. but it just does not make sense. It's better. Train, building. It's better to get another terminal. Can we fit it? Configure. Ergo. Can we do an access route? Hey, there we go. Get out of that mode. We like this.
The Irkutsk Association of Sable Breeders asks for help. You're supposed to advertise the association's next meeting by announcing it loudly all over town.
What do we got? Tell us
Take
more.
a walk through town and advertise for the worthy cause of sable.
That looks good. I think I could have kept that piece of track, but... You know what, it really is okay with crossing the row as long as it's there. And then connecting. We can work with that. I didn't want to. It's not my design. But it doesn't have to be my design. It just seems very, I guess it's inefficient. Odd that we would bring it down into one lane and then bring it back out into two. Signals coming in. Block here. And a block here. Okay. How are these doing? Plenty of materials to go. We could double again. No time like the present. Just forward. Well, first of all, is the line making money? Surprisingly little money. Let's let it run for a minute. Well, if it's making money, it can make more money. Yeah, we'll double. I know that it's worth it. Where are we going to load trains on here? After this signal. Line it up just a little bit more. Enjoy this connection. We would like to buy a vehicle. We're going to go with the big boy. Wagons. We need one that can haul steel. 120, 98 capacity. Big win. New line. I have a feeling that we're going to have to keep bringing it further. So we're going to call this one Steel. It's probably going to end up, you know what, Steel 1. I just know that we're going to need more steel. So, let's look at the line. It knows inherently what it should be doing. Please do this for me. Alright. Establish a bus route with at least 3 stations and drive it. Irkutsk. In the city. Wow, look at this nice building. Okay. Are there different zones that we're looking to connect? Blue, green, yellow, a little bit more green. Okay. Yeah, I got it. So, bus station. Oh, wow, look, it says how far it reaches. We'll go all the way out here, come a little bit more into the city center here, come out to the industrial park, maybe go wide, and then come kind of back through. We'll put our little depot here in the commercial zone. Start the line. Orange Road. Queensway. Sorry, this is Irkutsk. Transit. Buy vehicles. Passenger. 6. I'm not willing to drive that just yet. I want to make sure that everything else is moving smoothly. In particular, I want to know that the steel is being packed up. There's a great grab. This one here.
What a disgrace! In reality, the Association of Saber Breeders turned out to be a group of subversive subjects who are conspiring to overthrow the Tsar. You must prevent the beatings at all costs.
Okay, we need to deal with rebellion real quick. But this station I thought would act as a signal, but I guess it doesn't. We're going to do that to make sure that we don't waste... Every second these trains are delayed, it's costing us. They are massive, expensive machines with 18 cars filled with resources that need to be delivered. This train might be enough for now, but as soon as that picks up... Alright, so we didn't actually have to drive it ourselves. I thought we were going to have to get in the car and go round, round, round. Okay. Precise filtering will make the 3 rendezvous visible with certainty. Navigable waters. These people are underserved or not? One seems to be poor. 4 I think looks good. 2 is meh. Okay, well, great public transport where we are. Going the other way, they're upset though. But you can cross the street, can't you? Station lair. Those are all considered stations. And demolish them. Precise filtering will make the 3 rendezvous. Zonage. Is it gonna not have a zone? Is it gonna be neither? Ha 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 ha! Look at that. Because look, it's not residential, commercial. Bye. That's a clever clue. It means you need to be using the layers. I like it. Like the other missions, maybe they're using something that I don't know. But this to me was clear that precise filtering, use the filters, think about what makes sense. You know, these are the filters that should help you do the planning. Like that's what I looked at. Yes, I kind of made a generic thing, but I made sure that we hit all 3 major zones. Right? Like, that's number 3. So we're missing number 1. I just think this is a good use. It's saying, look, use the tools we've provided to do a fun task while understanding that yes, there's a use to these zonage laws. Now, we found one here, we found one here. The last one has to be over here. It's not the big building. Have I missed it, fam? Have I missed it? Haha. Is it almost easier to see without this? No, it's just... Sayonara.
What a relief. The subversive forces have been arrested. The danger is averted. The monarchy saved.
For, again, 15 years. But... or 16, 17 years. 20 years, I mean, hey. Would I rather be king ending now or king for the next 20 years? I'll take 20 years. I'd rather get assassinated then than have to get assassinated now. First train.
Excellent. The first leg has been completed. Tsar Nicholas is extremely pleased. But the terrain is treacherous. A muddy quagmire in the summer, frozen solid in winter. Thanks to stable steel structures, the tracks are luckily going to stay right where they are. Nothing happens without materials. Now make sure that they are ready and waiting by the time the next leg is to be completed.
Okay. So here, the question is, how do we access this location? They've put this lump of land and a city in the way of getting at this quarry and where it needs to go. So we're gonna have to go around. Which is unfortunate. But we will make do. It is our job. We have chosen this path. This can access it perfectly. I'm building on, well, Yeah, I'm building this one here. And then track. This gets pretty close, so we'll go on the right side of that. We're going to have to slow down for that curve. Unfortunate, but understandable. This should be a
group of hunting
double
tourists from
switch.
Europe is eager to shoot a bear. As luck would have it, construction work has driven off most of the bears. But as for the women, they are relatives of the Tsarina herself, so a bear is an absolute must. The circus currently performing in the Irkutsk has a tired old circus bear. Maybe things could work out in the end. The circus wants to move on as early as tomorrow. But if a big enough audience can be organized, it might stay for an extra performance.
These bits of track annoy me greatly. I will rebuild that road, but it was in the way. Street, small street. Yeah, look at that, we've upgraded the infrastructure. And then we'll do our switches up here. Bring people to the circus. This road seems so perfectly aligned for that. Why do a train when you can do... We can leverage our transit that we already have. I was thinking about building a tram or train station or bus station here, but we want to build it in this residential zone. I'll come back to this. I'll come back to it, I promise. Country road. Street. We want higher max speed limits. What's the matter? Oopsies! I didn't think it would go so high and destroy all the buildings. I just wanted that little bit. Your sacrifice will not be in vain. I promise. We will... Building bus station. We'll give a whole station to this. We're going to have so much traffic. Yeah. Go right in from the station. That's strange that that's a country road there and there, but the bridge is the street. Let's reassess. What I really want is a street going right through here. 8 residents. I hate to demolish your home, but I think it's worth it in the name of progress. This is how we want you to grow, city. And then that's great. Let's build it on the other side, just because that side is already pretty well served. Okay, we want to go to our line at Irkutsk and click on 5, add station 6, so it'll come in here. And then we're going to add a line from that location to the circus. And we'll still call it transit, even though it's a little bit of an express line. Let's start with 4. And let's double check how that line is doing. Just transit. I want to add, the reason I start with 4, it's over capacity. It probably only needs 2, but the distance is long enough and it's straight that I want that to spread out over time. Once this transit gets used more and more, we're going to expand the number of cars on it for sure. And hopefully they develop residential right in and around our bus. It's free real estate. Okay, now back to what we were doing. The quarry. This is where we want our double switch. Not double switch, but these great little crossovers. We're gonna enforce the rule immediately. How much do we need to do that? Actually, I don't want that. Well, can we fit in our crossover in here? No. They really don't like doing it on curves. But... yeah, there we go. These blocks can be fairly large. I don't think we're going to have the volumes to support massive. And this is already over capacity, and that's fine. Let me just double check that that landed correctly. I don't like that they're so far off, but that way, if 2 trains are both stopped waiting, they can talk to each other, because the head of the train will be here, and the head of that train will be there. You know, it's a quality of life thing. We need a depot. I like dropping them on the resource side. And it's near a city, which almost like makes some sense to where these vehicles are appearing from. And we'll drop it in here. Where's the... I'm really loving our big locomotive, cargo, or 98 capacity. So great. Stone. Line, new line. Knows to use both sides. Perfect. Stone 1. For all I know, they're going to make us bring the stone across the river, but please. 14. I kept saying 18, but it is 14. Let's double check on the steel. Yeah, it's 2 to 1. And this is a pretty short route as opposed to this. So 4 trains are supplying 1 train. But we have capacity to increase it. Because, you know me, I love overbuilding capacity. It's just so fun to make sure that everything will work smoothly. Look at this. I love these half and half trains. So I don't have to worry about is too much coming from one end and not the other. When is shipment down? I'm I'm confused. There was steel here a second ago. Is it because there's no demand anymore?
The ringmaster is willing to hand over the tired bear to you for a supply of logs. He can use them to replace the rotten poles for the big tub.
Some odd errands that we're doing for these people. Is it worth going through the city? Yeah, for 10 logs? If the ringleader guy only needs 10 logs, A, this is so expensive for us to provide. No, we're just doing truck stop. We're going to truck stop here. No, we need to pull you off the road because we have traffic coming through. I think that leaves enough room for us to snake something out. Well, maybe I should put it here then. Yeah. Create a line, call it U to U, and by call it U to U I mean logs, circus logs. You, please buy vehicles, cargo. Where's the emissions? 76, 64, like these? 20, 20, 20. Like, I don't know how important the power is. Obviously for going up and down hills, but it's coming up unloaded. I think we go with the horses, honestly. And this is a classic of side stakes or no. Let's do the side stakes. I'm assuming that this line is going to be something that they want us to continue supplying supply. If not, we sell before we overbought capacity. Okay. If there's not going to be any... What's this? Stop. If there's no steel, then we're gonna wait. Do I see what I... Oh, that excites me. That means we double! What do we have here? 154. So this one will go, grab the first 100. We lost money on that first train because it was only like a quarter loaded. But now... That scared me for a second. Now we're gonna do great. Oh wow, another 90. We might have to get another train. We'll wait though. Will we wait? Oh my god. That's gonna autocomplete so quickly. I almost feel like we should just start a passenger line between all these, but... Can't... Destinations... Yeah, see, it's all internal.
The geopolitical situation is coming to a head. Trouble is brewing on the eastern borders of the Empire. Time is short. See to it that the route is completed in good time, so that the necessary logistics infrastructure is ready if worst comes to worst.
Are we flexing on Japan right now?
Can't be disappointed under any circumstances. In other words, get going. Hurry up. Get everything that's needed here quickly so that the railroad is completed on time.
Yeah, so we can't build this, meaning that we need to ship Okay, so line 1 of steel. We delete this cargo station. And we add that station. And we're gonna double... Can we double track it? What I'm worried about is clearly we need a ship that can haul... We're gonna start with the small ones because I'm always afraid of the big ones because they seem to lose us money because the lines have to be very saturated. But these are close and high volume. So Stone River. That's the name of a song or something. So that's stone to here. This is definitely going to be double tracked. So how we're going to do it? Is we're going to build track, and we're going to double it as advertised. Wow, we are not hot on money. We've gone through half of our budget. But I think that we're getting close to the end, to be honest. Can I upgrade? No, I guess we can't. I mean, I might be able to, but I don't want to. I'm okay with... we're not going to be offloading that.
Material is constantly disappearing from the construction sites. And just what might be the cause? There are rumors that a mysterious creature is prowling around the Taiga. A well-known shaman supposedly knows what to do.
Except
the shaman can be found on a mountain in the southeast.
Wow, these are way too many blocks. I should have realized just how far we were going. But no, not but. We should slow that down. Slow your roll. One more set right here. Okay. So now you're no longer stocked. I need to buy a vehicle. Well, let's create the line first. New line. Stone. Stone for rails. I'm just worried I won't know to do the intermodal thing. That was a real problem in Transport Fever 1. Which is different in a lot of ways, but this is so great so far. So here, buy vehicle. I think we're gonna start with we're gonna go straight to the Big Daddy, but for cargo, we're only gonna go half. It's about half. Stone for rails. Cannot find a path. Well, your path is to go here and then back, but I understand your concern. Allow me to give you a turnaround. Wow, we really have to go wide on this one. Too much curvature. Okay. We'll load you back onto this line, because that gives us a natural pre-existing signal. What do you mean you have no path? Or no warnings? So is he going to stop? No, he's going to go. He's going to stop. What I'm thinking about right now is the issue of we have a steel train coming in, loaded, ready to go, wants to party, and we have a stone train loading or unloading. Same thing going the other way. I think it's fine, but I'd love to build a bypass. You have no steel, bro. I'm gonna turn you around. Did I not set this up? Oh! Well, I did set it up, I just didn't put them on the line. Stone River, please. Let's look at our lines again. Look at this money coming in. We're losing a lot of money, but not nearly as much as we're gaining. Is the stone thing, the wood thing still happening here? Oh, I'm an idiot. You can do a drop-off, but not a pickup. Because we need to store all those goods. Yeah, let's save some money. Delete this. Stop. Trucking. Logs. Line logs. There we go. Because we still haven't done any yet. Okay, let's find the shaman. We'll let it play at speed, or just speed 1.
The shaman has spoken. There's no doubt that the mysterious monster of the taiga is responsible. The only way it can be appeased is with offerings of precious jewels. The gemstones are supposed to be found on the steepest slope to the southwest.
45. Now, I don't like these dig missions, because I can spend my money real bad. Steepest slope to the southwest. I also don't have a compass. Maybe I do have a compass. Let's... I want to say wait on that, but let's not wait on that. How do we make an intermodal route? I'm just looking up online real quickly. Creating the game. Combine connections. Several stations. Oh, I'm reading, but it's not looking great. Okay, now I got to see. Materials will be stored in the station. Truck will automatically load them. That will increase overall effectiveness. I mean, it says it knows how to do it, but I'm unconvinced. We're coming in with construction materials now, though. There we go. Just had to wait one more second. Look at that. Ship is arriving. Slow it down for a second. All right. That's good. That's good. I'm happy again. We have how much here? 123. I feel like the production is basically right on where we want it to be. Meanwhile, the steel 83 and a long journey back. I think we wait on it 1 month. Made money. Frequency's 9 minutes. That's enough. That's enough for me to go. It's amazing. That's tons of capacity. We only did 45 in the first run though. So the trains probably don't have to be as long. They could be faster. We'll think about that first. Like I like the. Is there? All right. Let me Google something else. Transport Fever 2 compass. Where is north? So it sounds like people said if you clicked on the buttons they would show you north, but that's obviously not true. What about the trains? Okay, let's look. Train 9 is, I recognize that, here, leaving the station. This is north. Then, we look at this train, that's also, we get a little bit more. Let's look at a different line, logs, and that's coming up the hill into here. Okay, so, this is north. I have to sneeze. Woo! Alright. I like the triple horse. Okay, back in the game. So, the clue is Not up. And that's not up either. Are we delivering logs though now? I know I'm being like very yeah, 5 out of 5. Okay, that's good. Digging up gemstones. The size and strength of the terrain tool can be adjusted. Perfect. See, here it's very clear that I need to use the terrain tools. In the last mission, when I was digging for, you know, Mexican worms for their tequila, could not... It seemed to me like they needed me to dig the terrain, and I did. I spent all the money. I basically went bankrupt. We took out loans. Still won the mission, don't get me wrong. But here it's much more clear. You need to dig, yes, and here's the... Maybe that... I don't remember seeing this eye thing before. Telling you how to find north should be huge. But the gemstones are supposed to be found on the steepest slope to the southwest. Southwest. So, like, these are steep slopes. But the shaman is here. This is pretty steep. So we'll take the terrain tool. We still have $30 million. Okay. Terrain tool down. I like the square. Give me that strength. How deep to go? That was a steep slope. See any gems down here? I do not. Because this is north. These are some steep slopes. I'm not a fan of this already. So we know this is north. We're going to look at our terrain. I mean, now these are the steepest slopes. Hope you didn't want to have millions of dollars. We're digging like a borehole down to the... I mean, like, these are steep slopes, but how deep? The gemstones are supposed to be found in the steepest slope to the southwest. I mean, oh. Now that's better. This corner of the map, right here.
What wonderful rare specimens. They radiate an extremely unusual energy.
So presumably there were red circles somewheres on that map in the other one. But I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't digging it. I was pretty upset.
The shaman was kind enough to hand over the gems to the tiger monster. He said it would be too dangerous for anyone else. Sure enough, the thing seems to be appeased. At any rate, no more material is vanishing into thin air.
Great, good stuff. Who's coming over here? Is this Mary Sue from that very first one? Harper Wood. I think I lost... Your ancestor lost a poker game to me, and I won her silver mine that she told me was made of gold, so joke's on me. How's this Cross River stuff going? Oh. 60? And the capacity of our train that's coming back? 56. Well, that's gonna have to do. 94. 70. 85. With capacity for 96 coming in. Wow, we've really optimized this, I feel. We're losing money on log. No, on steel 1. Well, yeah. Okay. Look at how much they're hauling. No, it's pretty great. And we're losing money on stone for rails because, like, basically nothing's
The
showing up.
hunters have departed empty-handed. The bear disappeared. Word has it that it frightened the postman and stole his bicycle. Then the bear rode off with its tongue sticking out.
Yay, the bear survived, and he was awesome at it. Damaged vehicle. Let's get 2 more of these. And let's check in our transit. I said I would improve it when the time came. Well, let's look at lines this way. Transit. Irkutsk. Wow, it really is at about its level. I think that it could be increased by 50%. Enjoy the great service, kids. 60 came across the river, eh? That would have actually been enough for our mission. Look at this, though. 76. Where's the next train? 98. Yeah, they're both this way. I should have improved the train. I knew that it was going to need more capacity. I planned on improving it. Like this. I wonder what the longer route for fewer materials was. Like, this is a really low material route. Right? Am I crazy? I feel crazy. We're gonna be so close. And we're shipping it across so that we can train it all the way back around. Now that's a little bit silly. How much is here for you? 76? Let's pause. 1, 2. $84 capacity, 12. Not the 14 of the other trains. Ooh, 80km/h capacity. That's the thing, I never really looked at the capacity of the box cars we're using. Surprised you go up here. Like that. I want to look at that now. Gondola, 12 versus 7. Wow. Twice as heavy, though. Less emissions. And from 50... 50 was our maximum before, so even though we had trains that could go 64, we couldn't haul gondolas. But that's great. This is beautiful to me. Sadly, I think we're coming to a close on this mission.
It's done. The railroad project that has just been completed has safeguarded Russia's influence in Eastern Asia.
Japan, there you go.
Japan takes a very dim view of it. It has declared war on the Tsarist Empire and promptly attacked. The point now is to act as fast
Dude,
as
I'm happy this is going to keep going.
ensure that the supplies of materiel for waging war get to the Eastern Front.
So, first things first. Steel and ore are no longer required. Right? We can make steel, great. We can make, but there's no delivery required for them. And stone definitely does not have to go across the river. I imagine stone will stop producing. So the very first thing we need to do is go to our lines. We'll unselect this. So, not logs. Steel 1, stone 1, stone for rails, stony circus. Buy. Now we have money. Transporting munitions. I'm excited for this. Our infrastructure is already really good. I wonder how fast, like, we do not need to, like, double tracking all of this is actually a little bit insane. I would like, though, I'm doing that because I would like, this is going to, taking this double switch is going to slow our trains down dramatically. So what we really want is a nice gentle, yeah, like that. And this is honestly pretty perfect timing because now we can use the fancy gondolas, and because we've made the commitment of selling all of our old stuff, we should be good to go. We need some passing lanes here and at least 1 or 2 in here. One in here. Oh, I can set those to one-way explicitly. I mean, the trains often know, just contextually, that I want that. Okay, let's start with one here. I'm going to make the passing lanes first. So, we're going to make it not like that. We're going to make them decently long. But we're not double tracking everything because that's expensive, and we've already kind of done it. I don't want to say that we've blown through too much of our funds, but we have, we've overspent. Was it great? Was it fun? Yes. Should we continue doing it? Most definitely no. This is a good spot for the double on this left side. Yep, something like that. Especially coming uphill, downhill, I'd argue that's one of the more important places because, trains are going to gather a lot of speed. Gather a lot of speed coming downhill, and they're going to be extremely slowed coming uphill. This is a very long passing lane here, but our conductors are going to love it. I'll even add a second set of signals in it. Though, doesn't actually make sense to do that because this associates that trains will be this dense, but we know that they can't be because they are going to be at least this far apart or this far apart. But I made the mistake, and I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to have to live with paying the maintenance on those extra signals. This is a game after all. It's for fun. I'm trying to think if we use... How do we do this? Wow. Might as well do a passing lane. I kept thinking along the lines of, we don't need a passing lane, we can double track this section, but... Bam, right to there. It wouldn't be that much more to double track it, but, there are cost-saving measures. Okay. And I want to unload trains, as always, right at the station. So we're actually going to build a new depot. There. Oh, I did not realize. This is why you gotta look at what you're doing. Do we really want to build trains at the bottom of a big hill? No. This is It's a traditional song. And I love it. We'll build them a little bit uphill. And then just roll them down into the yard. Okay, I was about to be upset. Okay, so... new line. From here to here. Bombs. Bombs and bullets. Munitions, baby. Okay. Buy a vehicle. Box car. Big box car. Can go 80. This can go 60. This can go 64. It's such a long distance. We want this. We're going to war. Oh god, that looks awful. Can I undo that? Yeah, I want the... Then... wagons. Boxcar. The fancy newer ones. Wow, the capacity on them is phenomenal. The first ones we're gonna put out with just 84 capacity. Bombs and bullets. We're gonna increase it over time, but for the first one, we know that there's gonna be near no supply to pick up. I did the opposite way, because this is north. Feel like a dum-dum. But it's, I mean, it's such a minor thing, but I still feel like a dum-dum. All locomotives. Give me that. Give me 84 capacity to start. Bombs and bullets. What station does he think he wants to start with? Kirktusk Cargo. Perfect. We're just gonna update it once it gets there to a huge amount of cars. We're gonna do half of the munitions in the first run. About 100? I bought the wrong gondola. About 100. Oh yeah. 108. For symmetry, it's gonna cost us more money for no value right now. But I like the idea of saying these are the same. That's over $1 million for those 2 boxcars. Let's enjoy. Oh my. It's fast. This is normal speed though. Can we see our sister train? Look at that over there. We'll put it back on max speed. We're trying to get up to our maximum speed of 60, which is the train's maximum. Look at this like there's 2 trains on this entire network, and we have all of this double track. I was really thinking we'd have to deliver much more in the materials side. Look, we're losing some speed coming up and down around here. Choo Choo, hello. Soul Sister. Bombs and bullets. We are going east to fight the Japanese. We had to slow down to 43 there. Just because of the curvature. There's all kinds of different resistances. There's actually more friction on the track when you're turning. This is kind of nice. But we need to do a quick check-in. Oh, wow. We got a lot of bombs and bullets. Now the question is it worth another train? It's worth another train. I copied the ladder because I thought it would come out that one, but it did not. Capacity. Bombs and bullets. Wow, did I just see what I think I saw? The route has decided it's actually faster, or maybe it's because of the right-hand rule that it would prefer to follow this wider path. That's not necessary, but I don't mind it. It's alright. Oh my god. Oh wow, look at all that. Train 7. Can we double you? That is just not gonna fly with me. So we're gonna solve this issue by taking this and saying, no, you're dead. No, you're dead. Alright, now could you please? Like, we're not gonna double on the other side of the world. Thank you. There we go. We already have a full load. Oh my god, the production is great. That train should have arrived by now. How much money do we lose on this trip? Oh, we make a lot. Finances. We make enough to make both trips like both sides of the trip profitable. Well, maybe just about breaking even, honestly. I think it's on the edge of profits. Double? Hell yeah. Look at that. Full load. Full load. We're single-handedly gonna supply this whole war. I mean, we have to. We are the only connection from mainland European Russia to the eastern coast of Asia. Load it up. 108. We want to keep buying trains until when this train would arrive before the one we double. $108. I mean, we're gonna win the mission, but I still like the idea of bombs and bullets, baby. like this one, I like high volumes. Give me tons of things to move. Right? Like small things, small volumes can be cool. There's a whole thing, like think about Amazon with tons of cargo to move, but a lot of small things going to individually difficult to access areas, perhaps, would be the way of putting it. It's a different challenge. It's a good challenge. It's a cool thing to do, but one more. How many trains is this? 7 vehicles? I've actually said it before I selected them all. That'll probably line up.
Despite your active commitment, the war has sadly been lost. There were times when the good Tsar was more popular too. But at least the Russian Empire is still left with the most impressive railroad line in the world.
That is true, they did lose. It was a huge embarrassment of how I mean, Russia was in a bad place, even for World War I, right? They were sending divisions to the front where, like, I know they talk about in, like, Enemy at the Gates, which is a movie about Stalingrad and stuff, where there were, you know, every third man had a rifle. But, like, there were huge weapon shortages. Whole battalions armed with, like, pointy sticks, right? And it, just like in the Second World War, the First World War was a lot of brave Russian people fighting a war without the industrial backing that they required to fight it. They weren't given the equipment. So instead of being paid in materials and what have you, it was a war paid in blood, right? If Russia has anything, it's lots of people. And cold winters. I just have to watch this for a moment. I want to see if A, we can survive long enough here to actually make money on this line. Are they still... It's still providing weapons, correct? Yeah. And it's pretty happy with our transport efficiency. So, feel free to tune out now, but I'm just going to enjoy a little bit of, you know, what we've created. It's really simple, you know, straight line around the world, but, you know, even designing these different trains, seeing them come in, I want to see the numbers come up. Profitable train. I wonder though, the train that came all the way back, has it lost money now? Train 6. I wonder if it was profitable when it got back to the start point. This train is still profitable, and it's definitely on the way back. Train 5. We honestly, we could get one more train in here, because we're picking up about 100. And there's 200 waiting. That's gonna slow down our train here. Let it clear the block. And speed back up. There we go. So despite that extra bit of delay, I think we're gonna... Now we're... Was it the end of year or something? We were doing great, and all of a sudden it became too expensive. Strange. Is there another train coming back? Very profitable. Is the line profitable? Bombs and Bullets says it's made a couple million, which is nothing compared to how much we put into it. What else is going on? We're making money here. I think the problem in this game is that it doesn't properly... It doesn't properly account for all of your extra infrastructure. 1200. Investment over. We're making profit. This train? Well, I don't know. Maybe they're all about a short on $1 million by the time they get there. This is annoying. And should not exist as an issue, but the trains will give each other a little bit more space over time. See, suddenly it dropped significantly. It was profitable by $1 million, and then it went negative $1 million. What? January. So there's an annual cost, and it's just kicking in. I need to see another trip. They're also getting older too, is another thing, right? Like, they best be making money. It's not fair to look at them as they hit the station, though, because that's only halfway through their journey. They have to come back unloaded. But that's alright. Let them through. So the next level of this is what you would do for planning, where you know different trains, you know their speeds, and you'll know where they meet. It's almost like that middle school question of train that departs this city moving this fast going this way, when will it meet the other train? But you know where those interactions are going to happen, and that's where you could put your passing and sidings and what have you. So that every time trains meet, for example right here, they're meeting at the right time so that neither of them needs to slow down or stop. This one's going to have to stop because it's gotten... This gave it the ability to catch up to the train when it had stopped here. And now it needs to wait for it to get all the way the length here before it can depart. And this one's going to arrive. We're kind of getting to that train density where it would have been nice to... I'm glad I made this passing zone so long. Where it would have been nice to double track more of this. Because, like, time is money. The stations are $25 for each signal. You know, no investment in this year. Let's see if we make money. We haven't taken a loan yet, which is surprising. I'm pretty sure we were low for a minute. Remember that we also have a big win of a line right here. Honestly, a million years ago, I should have gone and upgraded all of their gondolas to the newer models. That would increase their speed, efficiency, lower their emissions if that mattered to anyone. We're not really driving through any towns or anything. But trains make money year over year, finances. Some years are better than others because their timing probably works out that they're not doing an even number every year, but one year's good, the next is medium. And they probably interlace. So they're not filling up. It's starting to look like we could sell a train. I want to know, is that line profitable? Bombs and bullets, it's just barely... For the amount of cargo we're putting through, it's pretty amazing that we're hardly breaking even. But that's the reality of it. Expensive trains. Our money is going down. We were at 5. But what does it take? 1 delivery to bring it up? Okay. Well, I hope this has been fun for all you guys. It has been fun for me. You know, we could rationalize this a little bit better. We could sell off all kinds of infrastructure, I have no doubt. Our transit routes are doing well, going to the circus and stuff. But, like, look at the difference in scale, right? This is 850 versus, like, what do we got here? 70, 80, almost 100 at times. But, ooh. That's great. Meanwhile, bombs and bullets. Ugh, not a win. But, like, for the amount of cost and infrastructure and things, like, we would just need to sell off. What would we sell, though, right? Like, a couple of extra stations. All those stations could be rationalized. All this boating stuff. I don't know if... That's just as a business, though. This is costing us money. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.
It's the dawning of the 20th century.
We're almost done the first campaign. And now we can hear that slapper of a song. I've been Ace. I will see you in the next one.